Hi there, my name is Phixfox, and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 3. This is going to be continuing the Rise of the Necromancer campaign. This is Scenario 3 for Sandro, the Necromancer, as he attempts to rule both the living and the undead with an iron fist. This is going to be the time that we meet Finneas Vilmar. Before we do that, though, and dive in, I do want to just remind you or point out, if you've not heard, that the Horn of the Abyss team generally makes some wonderful announcements around the time of New Year's. They did last year, and that announcement was, of course, the new factory faction. And now there is the announcement, not the completion of, but the announcement for a brand new faction. This, I hope that they don't mind that I'm just going to show this real quick. It's their trailer, and I'm not going to provide any commentary. Please, no, I'm not trying to ruin your copyright. But I figure that if I was on the Horn of the Abyss team, I'd appreciate people letting other people know, hey, this is what's in store. Happy to see that this team continues to do excellent work. And with that being said, let's go to their trailer teaser to show what they're cooking up now. I take this to mean that both the Wizards and the new Bulwark faction are going to call the snow terrain their native home terrain. I mean, I think that just makes the most sense based off of where this is. And plus, it seems like this faction is built off of some degree of Norse mythology. This music is new. Ah, so good. Straight up looks like the Hall of the Mountain King. Looks like we have, let's see, Jotun warlords just made an attack there. We do have snow elves in the upper right corner. Looks like we got a mastodon or a woolly mammoth, and then this was a yeti that just attacked somebody. So nice to see a good little group of units. Nice to see that they got some really fleshed out ideas there. It looks like more or less kind of a tanky sort of vibe, and having a faction that's really tanky doesn't sound like a problem to me at all. If everybody has to be differentiated in some way, shape, or form, I kind of like the idea of maybe a slower, tankier faction to complement, say, Fortress. Fortress is my go-to tank faction, but I'd like to see somebody sort of contend with them for that spot. So go check that out if you're interested. Again, that is the new faction being announced, Bulwark, for the Horn of the Abyss. When it's going to be officially released, I'm not too sure, but there's also been a host of Horn of the Abyss changes that recently released. Who would have thought that learning would all of a sudden be good? Now, of course, none of these Horn of the Abyss changes actually impact our gameplay here. Our gameplay here is focused on the older version with a couple of updates, just more of these quality of life buffs. I'm trying to play these campaigns the way that they were originally intended. And with all that out of the way, for this very long intro, let's dive in. Rise of the Necromancer. This is going to be a medium-sized map, and this is going to be Finneas Vilmar. We must defeat all of Sandro and Finneas's enemies to win the scenario. However, if Sandro or Finneas is defeated in combat, the scenario is lost. Oh no. Sandro and Finneas are limited to level 20, but will carry their experience, skills, and spells onto the next scenario. You know why I dislike scenarios like this? It's because I have not just one, but two heroes that I have to keep alive. Yeah, I'm getting flashbacks to Jem and Clancy, and I don't love it. This is interesting. So we are the one red player, and we have blue, tan, green, orange, purple, and teal against us. That's going to be pretty tough to handle. Impossible difficulty. And we can choose between having 15 wooden ore, 8 vampires, or +2 defense skill as a starting bonus. I don't know if this +2 defense is going to go on Finneas, if it's going to go on Sandro. The 8 vampires, troops early is always useful. Wooden ore, that could be quality. Thankfully, I don't have to choose what the bonus is going to be. We're going to let the dice roll decide, as usual. So, the dice roll indicates to us that it's going to be a 3. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. 8 vampires it is, and let's get the preamble.
Traveling to Deja, I met Finneas Vilmar, an ambitious but slightly foolish necromancer. He has some holdings here and is trying to increase his realm of power. With my skills of persuasion, he should soon find himself in the position he craves. Of course, I will be the shadow whispering orders into his ear.
Is that Sandra on the right and Finneas on the left? Or is it Sandro with the mostly fleshed out hand and Sandro on the right? I'm thinking that it's Sandro is just like a straight up skeleton, but it's always weird because his portrait over here looks like it's got some amount of flesh on him, but in later iterations, Sandro's like a complete skeleton. I don't know what to believe, but I'm guessing that it was Finneas on the left. Speaking of which, Finneas Vilmar is a young lord who desires power. With such a greedy appetite, but a poor head for tactics and political manipulations, he is quickly taken to your direction. He is a prime candidate for becoming a puppet. He just doesn't know it yet. You decide to make him very dependent upon you and get him promoted through the ranks. And so we shall allow him to tag along. Speciality of Animate Dead, Expert Necromancy, Advanced Mysticism, and Expert Wisdom. I like the way this is looking so far. Though Finneas's thirst for power makes him a virtually unstoppable necromancer, the ability of political manipulation and battle tactics eludes him. He has joined with Sandro so he can use his skills to move himself through the ranks. Of course, he's going to need more than 27 skeletons and 6 of the Walking Dead. We're not going to tell him that, though. We're going to let him figure that out on his own. We do also have Sandro, by the way. We're up to level 10. I think that we can cap out at level 20. So we've got an awful long way to go, but with these 8 vampires, I think that there's no reason for us to do anything but attack and be aggressive early on. Only skeletons so far, although we do have a tavern, and it looks like, yes, every building is open to us minus the shipyard. That feels okay. No starting resources because we are on impossible difficulty. Let's come on in and grab ourselves gold. I'm sure that we're going to have plenty of experience the longer this scenario goes. I think that one skeleton here is going to be fine. Oh, what's this? Liches in my army? I will gladly take these liches under my wing and provide them just a little bit of guidance, much like we were just discussing with Finneas. I think we're going to allow Sandro and his forces to he's going to buff everybody up just by his ability to encourage them to do things correctly. And in some ways, the correct thing is simply to cast Death Ripple and then stay back in defense. And if that's all that he has to do, then let's just let him do that very effectively. I don't know if I'm going to cast one more Death Ripple or not. For now, I think I will. It'll just finish up the battle much quicker. Yeah, let's just hit defend a couple of times, call it one more Death Ripple. Let's just get out of here. When you have 220 spell points, there's no reason to do much of anything else. Let's pick up this Redwood Observatory, and I'm noticing that we do have water here. There's a bottle in an ocean. Great, I have to get it. I simply must. If you know Phixfox, you know I simply must get any kind of bottles and signs. I cannot help it. It must be done. We do have some Dread Knights that are currently guarding this underground subterranean gate. We do have a Learning Stone, and we've already picked up our ore mine. There's going to be a sawmill pretty soon. Crystal, good, good. Gems, gold, gold. You got to go for gold as soon as possible. We do need to go for gold. Should I consider defeating several Dread Knights right now? I know I can. Tell you what, let's just do it, and then maybe we've earned enough gold here. Maybe we've gotten enough gold that we can actually get a new hero. What's our gold situation? 3,000? Yeah, I think that we're just going to fight this fight and go there. By the way, I just learned something. I didn't know that you could actually move your troops in the little status bar here. That's awesome. Just, all that does is save you time. But you know what? I am not made of time. I have lots of struggles in my life, and the more time I have to my name, the better off I will be. This fight, of course, we can't just destroy undead because it'll hurt ourselves. We can't just do Death Ripple. That's also going to hurt ourselves, but nobody said we couldn't just do a couple of lightning bolts. That is going to go pretty well. By the way, we do have the Berserk and the Armageddon. We spent some time to get some extra spells in the previous scenario, and I don't regret the time spent. I really don't. If it's going to save us any amount of heartache, I will take it. What is not going to work for me is trying to figure out how the map designer has made this scenario much more difficult. Because here's the thing, when you start off with as many advantages and bonuses as we have here, you kind of got to wonder, like, what's the trick up your sleeve? Like, you tell me. I don't know what your plan is, but something tells me that you have done something to make this very difficult, not easy, a huge struggle, yada yada, and so on and so forth. What is the trick? I can't possibly say, but I'm excited to sort of find out. Because we're going to get everybody else to go first, let's just try and knock this guy off. Oh, we got him. I actually thought I'd have to follow up with the vampires. I guess not. Whoops. And with 5 speed, I think that we're going to end up collapsing on this bottom Dread Knight in just 1 second. One more lightning bolt right here. Why not? And so be it. 960 experience. We have picked up 2 more liches, and whether or not this is an important key element to get into or not, I don't know, but we're going to find out soon enough. Forgetfulness, that's good for the Wood Elves, but I don't like this army. This army is not good enough to take on Wood Elves just yet. I don't know if it's going to be worthwhile to get another hero. I think it is. It's got to be. When has one more hero ever been a bad play? Especially when it's Aislinn with the Meteor Shower or Clavius. We're going to take the 350 gold. Yeah, definitely going to take the 350 gold. We didn't do a good job of keeping Nagash alive last time, but we're not going to tell Clavius that Phixfox hasn't been very kind to his secondary heroes as of late. We are going to pretend like there's no issue. There's no problems. What? Problems? No, no problems. We're just here to have a real good time. No purchases to make at this current juncture. I will head into the subterranean gate with Sandro in just a second. Should I pick up the Learning Stone? It's right here. Let's grab this real quick and have Clavius go down. Walking Dead are immediately apparent, and I do want to come on in here, so I'm glad I didn't go too far. I think what I can do, actually, as we head kind of more up and out, I think I can steal these troops, do a quick swap, defeat these Walking Dead. I will take the experience because sure, why not? And then I'll hand these forces back off as we continue on our way with Sandro. That's going to give Clavius some free reign to go down south. And he's probably going to end up going through the shipyard area as well. In the meantime, here's my question. Is it worth it to start taking experience at all for Finneas? I tend to struggle with having 2 heroes that I want to more or less equally build up because I don't want to lose either of them, because if I lose either of them, the scenario's over. Of course. But then that means that I generally have one really strong hero and one hero that's way, way, way behind in resources and like experience. And so I feel like I'm going to take the experience here just because I know my tendency to underlevel my secondary hero. It's the worst idea, right? We don't know if this scenario is won at all. This is what we call in the business getting too cute. This might be me getting too cute with it and trying to outthink myself, and it's inadvisable, certainly, but I'm going to give this a shot because if things go the way I think that they might, then this might be the best thing. We'll see. We'll see. 4 skeletons, I'm going to accept that. And water magic is a hard no for me. If I was playing PvP, I would consider, I like water magic for a lot of reasons. If for no other reason than the remove obstacle. There's lots of reasons to get basic water magic up to expert water magic, but less so when I'm playing against the computer. And so for that reason, I'm going to go for the expert wisdom. Yeah, there's some spells that are in the school of water that are so good if you're playing up against a computer, but if you're not, it's good. It's just not critical. 1,500 gold here. Clavius, I do not mind if he does not get to be upgraded. It's not his job. His job is to make me gold. And I hope he does a very good job at it. Rather than go for this hard economic start and rush into the city hall, I'm going to try and get troops here for this kind of level 1, for this week 1. Troops feels like it's going to be better, especially when it's a very, very crowded area, and especially because we have that gold mine not too far away. That's going to offset some of the economic disadvantage I might otherwise have. Duke Alaris has a problem with Finneas Vilmar, and with you waltzing into Deja with a full army. Not to mention, you possessing 2 powerful combination artifacts the Duke wouldn't mind getting his hands on. Reports have confirmed that Duke Alaris warned nearby Adley lords about your powerful standing army, and they are preparing for war. Real quick, I have to defeat all enemies? Yeah, I've got to defeat all enemies, so there's no, I mean, there's not going to be any opportunity just to be, what do you call it? Carefree. There's no immediate objective I can just rush to. I have to be pretty smart with getting through everybody, and if I don't kill everybody, I'm gonna suffer. And that just makes this so much worse. I can't ignore people. I can't get big and tough and then ignore people and just stick to an objective. Total deathmatch, baby. Total deathmatch. This Garden of Revelation. A monk sitting in the center of a garden invites you to meditate with him. You do, and after a short time you feel enlightened. This reminds me of Heroes of Might and Magic 4. I love that there's a lot more to be done with your disposition insofar as your things like, as we pick up the estates, your alignment. If you're good, neutral, or evil, it mattered a little bit more in Heroes 4. For example, you have temples that are only accessible if you are of the right alignment. And so it makes me wonder if this monk here in this garden who invited us to pick up +1 knowledge, did he really know who he was messing with? Did he really know that we were probably not the kind of person he would want to help out? Tough to say. I'm thinking about hiring another hero. I feel like this is going to be a 2-hero map at least. 7,200 gold. No sense in waiting on additional troops here, I believe. Yeah, let's just kind of head north with this. Maybe Sandro is in the wrong section of the map. Maybe I needed him to kind of head north sooner than he has. Thankfully, he's going to be able to pick up griffins now. No losses, 11 more liches. We're getting big, we're getting strong. I'm probably going to clean out these enemies here because the means of production are always big. You never know when you're going to need an extra mage guild level or so on and so forth. And I just realized, I don't know why Finneas is out here in front. This is probably very, very dangerous territory for a guy that is a lost condition. We should be a little bit smarter with him. Let's call that a huge error on my part. Thankfully, it hasn't bitten us so far, but if it does, just know that I knew better and I did it anyway. We're gonna grab here, and it will be Aislinn that goes north. We're gonna hand off these troops. And why there's a dwarf cottage here, I don't know. Should I turn these poor dwarves into skeletons one by one? I think that's a very expensive way to get a couple of extra skeletons through the skeleton transformer. I'm going to consider it for later, but for now, we're not going to worry so much. Mausoleum, we're going to grab this Mage Guild. Let's see. Is it better to get the Citadel and maybe the castle? I don't think we're going to have the resources as far as the wood and the ore to get the castle. So tell you what, let's get the Mage Guild because you're going to want it anyway. And that's going to get us 1 week's worth of liches. That means that Clavius can grab them and head north with a full week's worth of troops here, and that's going to help out pretty big. Reports confirm the 2 separate groups of Avli forces have tunneled underground and intend to launch surprise attacks. Unfortunately for them, you will be prepared for their paltry attempt, and they will rise as members of your undead army. Yep, I think that their tunneling is not going to availeth them much. So, good. I'm glad to hear that we sniffed that one out. Occasionally I'll surprise you and Phixfox will get a little bit wise to the enemy's attacks before bad things happen. I'm glad I sniffed that one out anyway. I just realized there's this little alcove here and I think okay, so I was in the right section. I headed north too soon with Sandro. Maybe not, though. I think I can beat Battle Dwarves with 1 week's worth of growth. It's day 7. Let's have Clavius pick up these troops, go this way, and then we'll head north. And with 38 liches, we're already doing just fine. I'm really not worried about my ability to continue on fighting and winning. Master Genies, again, I don't care so much. And this is going to be an opportunity to pick up a couple of Wyverns. They're an excellent unit. Is there any splits that I want here? No, I think that I'm just going to accept that there's going to be some losses. Very nice of them to attack skeletons and Walking Dead rather than my big stack of liches. Okay, and now I think that this is a prime moment to cast Death Ripple not once but twice. We are unfortunately not going to find any easy double hex attacks, otherwise I might have considered walking away with the liches. These dragonflies are still going to be really fast though. In fact, they're going to be faster than most of my troops, I just realized. Nifty. I'm going to defend, cast my other Death Ripple, Just gonna bop this guy in the face. Bop. And go from there. Cool. So, in general, even though the 17 skeletons are a bit of a loss here, I'm happy to pick up the experience and not getting the scholar. The sorcery it will be. But 20 liches and the 8 wyverns, worth it. Worth the time, every time. We do see 2 garrisons, by the way. 2 garrisons and this, call it Monolith 2A exit, entrance. What's in the garrison? I don't know. This garrison's empty, but should I believe that both garrisons are empty? I just don't know the answer, and that is a little bit scary to me. We do have the Animate Dead here, so we're going to see if this garrison has anybody in it. I think it doesn't. And, I mean, gold is still going to be useful. We're going to take the level here. Again, I think I'm getting a little too cute with this, but we're going to take this. 90 skeletons, whatever skeletons we lose, we can always just resurrect them with the Animate Dead. Maybe it's not resurrecting, quote unquote, but it'll work out just fine. And I believe with 7 spell power, we should be able to just let these skeletons handle a lot of this business here. Chomp, chomp, and 22 to 37 damage. We're gonna want to cast the Animate Dead anyway, so let's do that now, and then we'll attack this top stack of the Hellhounds here. Missed our chance there. 2 skeletons it is, no problems, and 3 return. I do not want Finneas to explore in this area. It just seems like a bad idea. Yeah, so in the interest of self-preservation, we're gonna have Finneas go back. He's gonna help ferry troops from the front to the back. And recall that we had mentioned we were going to get the liches here. Mission accomplished. Well done. Walking Dead growth is up by 5. Suits me just fine and dandy, I do believe. In part because Walking Dead are our speciality. Basic air magic. Finneas is going to want some of that. We did see an enemy in this general area. Should I play it risky with Aislinn? I don't think so. He's too good of a hero just to lose potentially for free. So I'm going to instead have him go to this area where scouting is still useful, but what our enemy has in store for us is unknown. We have found several of the best astrologers in the land gathered at the star axis. Happy to have some company. They teach you how to use the sun, moon, and stars to enhance your spellcasting ability. That feels great. Folks, I gotta tell you, I've got a little bit of a tickle in my throat, which is that's not uncommon for this time of the year. I think that everybody gets a little bit sick, right? What's strange here is that it's not from being sick. I can tell you right now that this little tickle is absolutely 100% just from using my voice as much as I have been. I realized the other day I love to sing. In a past life, I fancied myself something of a musician, and as much as I wish that my voice was still 100% intact, I've definitely not sang in my life with the best technique, and I've lost much of what I think made my voice pretty meaningful in the past. Let me read this and we'll continue back with that. Your spies inform you that there are 3 tribes of dwarves in the area. None of them are allied with Alaris, but all have gained much information from him. 2 are here to avenge the death of their family members. Apparently those dwarves you slaughtered on the way here have some big brothers or cousins who want to use your bones for toothpicks. Like the others, they will soon join your undead armies. And as much as I end up talking during these playthroughs, for 2 to 4 hours sometimes, I've noticed that my voice has also gotten strained just doing talking. I never would have thought that talking would strain my voice, but it gets to the point where I realize, like, holy cow, I need to be a little careful. I need to actually save my voice a little bit, which is just very strange to me, but here we are. I am an agent for an emperor of a distant land. Recently, his armies have fallen on hard times. If you could bring me 16 halberdiers to me, I could pay you handsomely. Could or would? This is not a could situation. I will bring you these halberdiers if you will pay me. Don't say maybe. Maybe. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Yeah, if that's the case, then maybe I'm going to come and attack you. A contingent of skeletons blocks your way, refusing to let you pass. Grabbing one by its sternum. So hold on. Did he grab it like here by the sternum? Because the sternum is like right here. Did he grab him here or like down here, kind of in the diaphragm area under the rib cage? Either way, you grab him by the sternum, or maybe you just did it like this, and then jerked his whole body and you growl, "Tell me what you are guarding." "We've been ordered to keep any intruders from entering Lord Alaris's territory." So strange that skeletons are wishy-washy like this. These are straight out of Army of Darkness, the Bruce Campbell movie where he goes back in time. It's strange when skeletons are maintaining a certain degree of their humanity, as it were, because they're supposed to be these unstoppable killing machines who don't have morale. And they just are this Terminator type deal. But this guy seems to be like, "Oh, sir, I'm scared." Anyway, you rattle his bones and he decides that no lord is worth this treatment. The skeleton tells you everything. Alaris plans to wipe you out and take the armor of the damned and the cloak of the undead king for himself. Anything else he may have said about these artifacts is a pack of lies. Tossing the skeleton aside, you prepare to kill the entire contingent. Oh, I didn't even realize I was under attack until it was almost too late. 5 liches, no problems. And folks, Gunnar is in a world of hurt. Do I need to stop in? No. 160 spell points left. We're going to kill Gunnar. It's a glorious victory. He does not get the chance to leave. That one harpy instantly becomes one of my own. And I'm guessing, because we've already seen 1 or 2 heroes up in this direction, I'm guessing that there's either a castle to the left or to the right. Let's just go to the right. I feel like I immediately guessed wrong. I'm going to go to the left actually now. Aha! Oh, is this the guy? Oh, it's Lord Alamar. That's not correct. But I see a gold mine. This just looks more promising. This looks like a harpy loft and like some freebies that somebody else can grab later. I won't worry about that as much. City Hall, it's time to focus on our economy. Let's start working on this. And let's see if we are attacked out of the darkness. I feel tough. 9 attack, 6 defense, 8 power, 24 knowledge. I don't think you can stop me, but I'd like to see you try. There is an ore pit. Do we go right or do we go left? I'm going to guess we go right. This doesn't look correct because this looks like it's taking me out of the volcanic terrain. And there we go. We found Lost Hold. I'm going to make this pretty easy on myself. I'm going to split my liches into 3 stacks. If they have Destroy Undead, then so sue me. But for now, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to even get rid of this Undead Walking Dead. And so that way I can split my wyverns just a little bit. This should be a pretty easy victory. It is. It is. Do I just accept this? I think so. 12 liches returns. It costs us 1 white. And we have a new base of operations here. This is Lost Hold. We've got up to the Medusa present here. Labyrinth, Manticores, dragons are even available. Huh. Let's grab the Battle Scholar for the plus 1000 experience. We're just going to hop in real quick. That's going to give us the opportunity for the basic ballistics. I don't think I want basic ballistics. I know I don't. I know for sure I don't. There's too many things I'd rather have. Tell you what, I kind of wish that I had taken the expert fire magic that was offered to us last scenario. It wasn't expert, it was basic, but we'll eventually get it there. Anyway, Nagash now is here with his speciality of 350 gold plus Clavius. I feel great about my chances in being successful in this scenario. He's going to be a scout, picking up whatever he can. I think I know what's already in this direction. Oh, but there's a gold mine over here. I might get another hero. I might get 2 heroes here, actually. 1 and 2. There's Vitamina. She's back. She looks much more grim than she did the first time. And why can't I get another hero? It's because I'm out of gold, unfortunately. Okay. We'll wait on that. Maybe we'll pick up enough gold here to get 1 more hero. I doubt it. There's 700 gold. We're up to 1600. Maybe there's more to be had. I will get this Crystal Cavern. With 104 skeletons, this isn't even a fight. Basic wisdom for Clavius, 6 skeletons. Perfect. And Aislinn is going to continue to... I mean, he's probably in grave danger and he just doesn't realize it. An abandoned mine guarded by a throng of troglodytes. Free resources here. But any amount of scouting that we're able to get, that should let us know how much trouble we're going to be in, just in case... Just in case what? Just in case enemies are coming up to attack us. I don't know. We'll find out. I think that this is a worthy detour for Finneas. I know we talked about getting troops up to the front. They will come along when they can. For now, still working on our economy. Oh, look. Did you forget? Hold on. Did you forget who I am? Lord Alamar with his 3 attack, 2 defense, 9 power, 7 knowledge. This isn't going to be a fight. This is going to be an absolute slaughter. I'm just skipping because I want the enemy to be lulled into a false sense of security. And now I will sally forth. I'm going to kill you pretty quickly. Let's start off with these harpies. Jeez, it's not even fair, is it? Huh. He must have been under duress. The only thing I can think of as we pick up the Centaur's Axe in the Ring of Life is that that was his last hero, that was his last holding, and now that we see that, that answers my question pretty well. That sucks for him, but I can't help but say that now we are up to only 5 enemies remaining? 6? Whatever it is, every enemy that drops off early is going to be much better for us. Suffice to say, that's not some sort of like real wisdom that I'm spitting there. I think that that's pretty obvious to everybody here. Hey, if you kill your enemies, then they can't kill you, and so it's good every time an enemy dies. Thanks for the wisdom there. It's like the great John Madden from the National Football League in America. He became an announcer after he was done coaching, and he would say things like, "Well, you see now, like if the ball is in the air, and then if the receiver catches it, then that right there, that's gonna be a touchdown." And then the co-announcer next to him would just go, "Thanks, John," as if that wasn't just the silliest thing ever. 2 very important things. So number 1, last scenario, I got some good information. I made a couple mistakes, and I was grateful that I got the reminders on it. Number 1, I hadn't used the Death Ripple pretty much at all, when I should have been using it pretty much every single moment possible. And so we have rectified that mistake, and we're using the Death Ripple. Thank you. And then also, I did not pick up the Necromancy Amplifier until way, way later. And I mean, this is way later already. It should have been a much earlier purchase, and I'm just knocking off the rust a little bit. So if you see me do something that you think I could stand to improve upon, you're not going to hurt my feelings by saying, "Hey, by the way, here's a new bit of information. Perhaps it's new for you, and perhaps you've just forgotten." Whatever the case is, I am always happy to get some additional info. So try to help to make me a better, smarter, stronger, wiser Heroes of Might and Magic 3 player. Please, I implore you. It's never going to hurt my feelings if you give me advice. There's a big difference, of course, between the constructive criticism and just being a jerk. I haven't found a single person who's just been a jerk. Everybody's really nice. And that makes me want to take your advice even more. So please, never stop giving me advice, folks. I've got a lot to learn, and I hope that I can continue to learn all the time. We are going to get up to probably the capital back here because it's so much safer. I don't know how to do this. We've got 2 castles we can potentially upgrade. Is it worth it is kind of my question. We're not going to have enough resources to get up to dragons anytime soon. Dragons in the undead army are always going to suffer because... I mean, they're going to suffer because they lose the morale. I think I'm going to wait on the dragon cave, and I think that for now we're simply going to sally forth. We're going to carry on with what we have. Focusing in on the Necromancy Castle and going from there. Did I not have Sandro move last turn? Was he stuck in the castle and I just didn't even realize it? Whoops, my bad. My bad. I don't remember if Horn of the Abyss allows me to choose whether or not I want to accept the secondary skill here. And it's not worth it to me to really find out. So we're going to avoid that Witch's Hut for just a moment. Aislinn does go down. No chance at returning him. Although, if you've noticed, we kind of have a distinct hero pool. And that hero pool does not really change so much from scenario to scenario. And because of that, there's a strong probability that we are going to see Aislinn in the future. He doesn't have any artifacts. He doesn't have anything really critically important for me. but it's worth noting that he does have some stuff. So, Aislinn, hopefully we get to see you again. I just enjoy somebody who's really good with Meteor Shower. It's one of my all-time favorite spells. Truly it is, in the game. You cannot go wrong with it, I personally think. Let's get up to the castle here. We're a day behind where I'd like to be, but let's make this happen. And so we have seen purple, blue, and teal, I do believe, and it is purple with Elishar coming in this direction. Clavius is going to stay just a little bit out of range. If I'm reading the tea leaves here, I'm guessing he's going to get to right about here. And from here to there, I think I can surprise him and just kill a couple of dwarves. So let's do it like that. Gosh, blue's right here. Is this safe? Is there a way in here other than this monolith two-way? I don't believe so. Do not believe so. So let's head back for now. Sandro is going to... he's probably just going to grab a couple of these learning stones, and then I think that this is going to be my main choke point right here. And that's going to be where we tend to focus our efforts moving forward. Maybe Finneas is going to be the one that goes underground and tries to, not there, but maybe up here, mix it up just a tiny bit. Let's get our castle. And should we grab the Manticore layer? Sure. Dragons, that might be a little bit far-fetched, but Manticores, that is within my grasp. And so we're going to take that. Elishar sniffed us out, and he's decided to run away. Understandable. Have a nice day. I will pick up the capital now. It's going to ruin my chance for Finneas to really move out today. He's going to just end up staying a little bit. Clavius is grabbing some freebies. And rather than go through the monolith, we're going to have someone else, another hero that probably takes those dungeon troops. They are going to be going downstairs in that direction. A couple of extra troops just to make sure we can bring our troops to the front. A couple of hero chains. And I'm feeling like I have to hope that the enemy does not have a big advantage over me. If they've got multiple castles, I might be hurting myself by not being very aggressive. Thankfully, I think that I've done myself a service by putting a lot of troops into the wall at my back. So I've got, I don't have to fight a war on two fronts. And once that is the case, I'm not fighting a war on two fronts, I think that I can just combine all my forces here, and I haven't seen anybody yet that I think is just too tough for me. So we're gonna hope that this is enough. We're gonna hope that this is well and good. I think it is. We're gonna combine these liches. We're gonna go into 2 stacks and then bring as much of these skeletons in as possible. So 56 and 55 of the liches, 149 of the skeletons, 37 of the whites, 66 of the walking dead, 24 of the vampires, 6 of these wyverns are even on board with us, even though it's not truly necessary. And let's get that axe over to Finneas. Sure, he can use that. Okay, and let's settle on in defeating some troglodytes as soon as we can. Okay, no purchases that day because we only had 35 gold left. No problems. Remember that there's the halberdiers here. I wonder if this refugee camp is the way I'm supposed to get them. If there is one single knight town or castle somewhere on the map, I'm going to love life, but until I see that, I'm going to assume that that's going to be a little bit too long before we can grab them. What is the prize? That's really the question for me, because sometimes the prize is worth it and sometimes it's not. We saw in the previous scenario, I spent another 14, 15 days trying to get enough artifacts and logistically managed to get troops where they ought to be, so that way we could devoid the seers of all of their prizes. One of the seers had the reward of 12 knowledge, and that's amazing. The problem is that immediately made me wonder if there was more to do than just that. Like, were the other seers going to have huge prizes that were similar to that? Because if they do, you can't possibly miss it. It turned out that they didn't. I think we got advanced logistics, which is great. Great. 20% up to 30% extra bonus movement is huge. But for an extra 2 weeks, I don't know. I've been pretty careful about what secondary skills I bring into my hero. Trying to make Sandro the biggest, baddest Necromancer you ever saw. I saw on the Reddit page earlier today, the question was posed, or maybe it was probably less of a question, and it was more of a guy trying to do the math. He was saying, well, knowledge is always better than spell power. Spell power is always better than knowledge. Attack or defense, which do you take? I love that there is still some debate out there. I love that the Heroes, Might and Magic game is balanced enough that it's not always immediately evident which is best. Now, I subscribe to the philosophy that early on you want knowledge because you want to cast more spells, because you're probably going to have extended fights early on. At this point, though, when we already have 24 knowledge, I think there's no question we're going to take the spell power. Yeah. Spell power is going to be the play. So we're up to 10 attack, 7 defense, 9 spell power, 24 knowledge. We drink from the fountain's waters and feel young again. Sensing your renewed vigor, your army's morale improves, allowing you to cover additional ground as you head for your next battle. But I truly do enjoy trying to figure out what is best. I've mentioned before that I do not want to ruin the magic that is Heroes of Might and Magic, whether that's Heroes 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's a fantasy game, and if you simply play it by the numbers and you metagame sort of a deal, you will be more effective than you otherwise would have been, but you're going to have, I fear, a little bit less enjoyment. It's gonna suck the love out of the game, and that won't feel good, I think. I fear. Maybe that's more of a fear and less of a for sure, but it's my fear anyway. Please help me. I was robbed on the way to my wedding, and without a dowry, my future husband will not be able to accept me. And 75 wood is your dowry? Is he a beaver? If you could bring me 75 wood, I would reward you. Okay. We will look at getting a bunch more wood then. No problem. Wait a second. As we pick up the +1 defense, I gotta... Was there a joke there that I missed? About it being wood? I don't know. Okay, moving on. Moving on. So I'm going to get the Dragon Vault now. And now that we have up to the Dragon Vault, I think it's not going to hurt my feelings to start to work on also getting up to dragons in this other foothold. Dragons and bone dragons, they are quite the pair. I am not going to convert red dragons into bone dragons, or should I? Ooh, that's such a good question. Or should I? The Skeleton Transformer, of course, will give you the opportunity to make that happen, but should I is the question. I don't know the answer to that. It seems like a bad idea. Like, in general, it seems like a bad idea. As does spending 10 wood and 1,000 gold to maybe get a little bit of a return investment through Flotsam. I think that there's enough Flotsam plus this boat, it makes sense to try. This derelict ship, we're going to completely stay away from that. Oh my goodness. That was unexpected. Okay, so do you see the problem here? Do you see the problem here? We need to return immediately. This hero either has the fly spell, which we are going to love, or they've got the angel wings artifact. Either way, we're in trouble because Finneas is staring down the barrel of a hero that can pretty much follow him around without worry of penalty for terrain. They can just rush him down. If they decided to go for him instead of this castle, game is over. And I'm feeling like an idiot. I'm gonna have to hope that we can track this hero down, because right now it's not feeling too good at all. My word. I wonder if there's a green tower, like a green castle. Is it an artifact or is it a spell? I wish I could know. Oh, I wish I could know. Okay. Well, something tells me that the map designers forgot to double check on that. We're going to get the resource silo, knowing that we need wood anyway. That's just going to be kind of useful. There's another green player there. What if they picked up the bonus there? What if they just spent 75 wood? I'd feel pretty bad there as well. Let's go grab some here. 10 wood and 500 gold. Pretty much we've already broken even. Stig is going down immediately. This is actually great because it's a glorious victory. It's going to give us the advanced air magic, a couple of liches, and we're going to hit the Fountain of Youth. So that's win-win-win all the way around. And then we're going to head through and back and up and around. Maybe we can catch this green player unawares. And if not, maybe we can save Finneas. Run! Okay. Purple, as we see Month of the Hedgehog, is in this underground there. There is a Necromancer castle that is preventing sight for us. Don't love that. Finneas is running all the way home. Maybe we're going to end up having the enemy do us a favor and purchase us the Dragon Cave. That'd be actually pretty wonderful if so. What are you doing in the water? Nagash is making me 350 gold a day. That's what he's doing in the water. I'm not saying he couldn't do just as good of a job of that on land, but he's doing fine. Leave him alone. Let him stay. Let him stay. Here's my question. Will we be able to bait Sephiroth in? I will gladly lose Clavius and 350 gold a day if it will mean that we can pick up this hero and just obliterate her. Let's hope for the best, and let's actually continue to upgrade things here. Mage Guild, not so much. There's a different Mage Guild that I really, really want. Let's get the Skeleton Transformer for now. Okay. Can we bait her in? No, she's run. The coward. How do you deal with that? Seriously, how are we supposed to deal with that? I don't know the answer to that. But I know for sure we're going to need a really good, strong hero at all times for Finneas. If not, then he's always going to be potentially a victim. So, no victims here. No victims, just happy trails to those people that would do us harm. Okay, holders, it's day 2. I think we got time to go straight to Lost Hold. We're not going to worry about this monolith two-way. I think that we saw an enemy down below, but I'm not going to worry too much. Yeah, not going to worry for the moment. Time to start upgrading our units. And we're giving ground in the middle. Oh, I thought we had a solid wall at our back, and now that we for sure don't, that changes everything so very much. Ah, it's so bad. Not good. Not good. Okay. Another day, another time. I'll upgrade something before Walking Dead. I tend to enjoy upgrading all my creatures, regardless of who they are, where they come from, but I just don't really mind nearly so much if it's Walking Dead. I just have bigger priorities, bigger fish to fry. This fight is going to be glorious victory, 2,000 experience, but these are all troops I would have preferred to have had myself. We're going to accept these losses. 24 liches are back. Did they build anything here for us? No. Tell you what, let's pick up the Mana Vortex. Let's stop in for a brief moment. It's going to double our spell points. We're going to be doing just fine with that. And let's head south into Melodia. We're getting pressure here. Oh, but that's a nobody. And then Melodia is actually real pressure. Let's go track her down. Clavius grabbing the ballistics. No, let's go with the intelligence. He does have a spell book. And we're going to give him the rest of these troglodytes just in case someone comes back. In fact, I'm planning on it. I'm sure they will come back. And I am glad that we've got one of each resource generating mine. That feels pretty good. It feels like we are behind though. It feels like we have to hurry up. We've been stunted because we wanted to go back for that dungeon castle. And now that we have, it feels like we're in a worse spot because of it. Oh, interesting. Huh. So Melodia is not impressed by us, but I'm not impressed by her either. The enemy's fled. Let's do everything we can to keep her from running. Slows, curses, weakness, and misfortune. If that doesn't ruin your day, I don't know what will. We're going to keep the Armageddon away for now. Let's move. Should we wait on all of our forces? No, not all of our forces. Dwarves go down in swaths, as do these elves, and the rest of our forces are going to skip, and it will availeth us nothing. Okay. But again, one less enemy that we have to deal with. Clavius. Oh, just send all your forces up. Let them stay. And you can go and explore. Perfect. Perfect. I don't like Void being here. Void is clearly tougher than they originally were. They got a little bit of a troop transfer going on here. I think that we are obligated to go for the Dragon Vault. I think we're obligated to purchase everybody we possibly can. And funny enough, because of no Mercury, we actually didn't get any Ghost Dragons. That's not good. 2,000 gold left. Let's just trade for it. We've got plenty of resources. So let's go here, here, and here. We won't drain the treasury. We're going to save the wood for now. Maybe I don't know what the reward's going to be, but whatever it is, I do think it's going to be pretty good. And one more day's worth of time before Void gets here, I believe. I don't think the Void can just make a beeline here. Let's see if they try, though. I think Sandro is coming up the rear quickly enough. We should be fine. Okay. And I wonder if Sandro likes this arrangement. I wonder if Sandro enjoys knowing that without him, that Finneas is a nobody. Because as far as I can tell, that is absolutely 100% the case. I wonder if Sandro would prefer that his little puppet could be more, call it self-sufficient. As it currently stands, it's working out fine for me, even if it's not going to be the easiest time for Sandro. That advanced logistics is paying off very, very quickly. I don't care about Isra. There's too much to be done with Voy here to the south. In fact, I think the Finneas can actually set forth and head north. There is this orange hero, Euphreton. I think that with this army, we don't even worry about Euphreton. We've picked up a couple of extra spells we didn't have before, simply because we have the level 1 Mage Guild in there now. And then Nagash is going to stay ready to send troops forth on the beginning of day 1. Let's do that in just half a moment. Okay. Still waiting to see the green hero pop out of nowhere and kill us again. Oh my goodness. That immediately set us behind so far. That was not good. Huh. Yeah, not good. Oops. I messed up. You were supposed to go later. Well, at least Sandro's going to be able to track down Voy here. That's a lot of troops that Voy just let run. That's a lot of troops that they just gave up on. Oh my goodness. While we're here, let's pick up all of this stuff. And I think that this is going to be the last time that you see me try and backtrack to prevent troop losses. I think in the future, what you're going to see me do is press forward and try and get to whatever castle has the Mage Guild that has fly. I think it's that good. I think it's that big of a deal. We're going to make that happen no matter what. Because if you have fly, I think that every other scenario from here on out gets so much easier. If it is Angel Wings, I'm going to be distraught because that's not going to carry on with us. I'll still be happy because it's going to make this scenario a little bit easier, assuming I can eventually track down that hero that has it, but my word. Bits and pieces as we carry on trying to figure out what's going to make the most sense. What absolutely makes the most sense is destroying Isra. I think that that was a magic arrow that caused us a few losses there. And I'm still fine with Finneas to continue on his way. I might even pick up another hero in a moment or two. We do have... let's call it Vitamina. She's got a couple more troops. And she can go trade for this. 75 wood for 5,000 gold. I'll accept that. I don't have any towns to upgrade. If I did, I probably would make that trade. But I think that these towns are pretty well upgraded at this juncture. I will look to get the dragons as soon as I can. I probably should have traded for that a moment ago. No, probably not. I traded too much sulfur when I was trying to get the mercury for the dragons, and that ended up hurting me a lot. Gerewolf is trying to cause a ruckus. We shan't let him. Vitamina with the basic fire magic. And I think that at this point, yeah, Finneas needs to just hold the fort down. Nagash has to resupply him And if we have an enemy that flies across these mountains, I'm going to be absolutely devastated. But until that happens, I'm going to pretend like we don't have any concerns. We're going to pretend like nothing bad's going to happen. We're going to trust that Finneas can handle Gerewolf and Euphreton if he decides to come up. We're going to hope for the best. Let's just do that. Let's hope for the best. Hall of Darkness, though, I will grab that. We're going to end up having to upgrade a couple of troops in Finneas's army. I don't think that Sandro cares at all. I think that when your force is so heavily devoted to your liches, I don't think you even care about anything else. Finneas can handle this. We just mentioned that. That's his job. So let's carry on in this direction. Picking up our sulfur again in just a moment. And Nagash is going to purchase everybody. Sending them down. Cool. And also taking back whoever needs an upgrade. So everybody comes on in. Dread Knights in favor of these Black Knights. Did we upgrade the Walking Dead? We will plan on getting them upgraded in just a second. Everybody else is upgraded minus the Liches. I don't know if... So with the Cloak of the Undead King, it will raise zombies, wights, and liches. I don't know if it'll upgrade into power liches if I don't have a spot. It will go from skeletons into skeleton warriors if that's the only slot you have available. But again, I just don't know if it'll do the same thing for power liches. It seems like it ought to, but I don't know. We're going to have Finneas hang out for probably 2 turns as Gerewolf comes up in this direction. We're going to be ready to respond. Actually, we're going to head up because Vitamina is going to be the next person in that hero chain, just in case something bad happens. We're going to try and stay away from the underground as much as possible. We're going to do our best to be above board. Let's not chase the enemies underground. There's rarely as many prizes to be found under the earth as there are above the earth. Dragons, unicorns. You've got a few green dragons. I've got more than that. And with your artillery, you could be pretty tough. I still think I'm tougher. With level 9 and the Animate Dead speciality, I think I'm tougher. So we're not going to wait. If I'm wrong, so be it. It seems like the adequate sort of gamble. Unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately. I made a mistake. I should have checked when I lost that one hero that I'd sent. That one hero could have scouted for me. And the fact that I didn't scout is clearly my mistake. So I can't say that it's, oh, it's unfortunate. Nope. It's my bad. My bad. But let's take responsibility for what we can control and then move on from there. I tend to find that people really tend to like you a little bit better if you're not the kind of person that just makes excuses. Call me crazy, but I think that in general, people just want you to take responsibility for your mistakes and for your triumphs. Like, nobody wants you to be so mousy that you don't accept that you're pretty great. That was a little bit of a hard thing for me at one point in my life, was, and I've mentioned this before on camera, is standing in my own greatness. And I had a great friend who did a wonderful job in helping me say, you know what, I can be humble and admit that I have skills and talents, and there's a lot of things I'm very, very good at. But if you're untrained in admitting your greatness, and if you feel like you deviate into humility and you undersell yourself, that doesn't do anybody any good. That doesn't do you any good. That doesn't do anybody any good. So it's just worthwhile trying to find the best way of standing in your own greatness and also making sure that you are being true to what is really going on here. Okay, so it's going to be R3 attack, 0 defense. Why do we have 0 defense? Aren't we a Death Knight? We're not a Necromancer, are we? We must be a Necromancer. Okay, 3 attack, 0 defense, 6 power, 6 knowledge, 60 spell points. That's going to be not as many Animate Deads as I would have liked. The magic dampening from the Silver Pegasi or from the Pegasi is actually kind of a big deal. Oh, that's kind of bad. So instead of getting 4 animate deads, we're only going to get 3. But that means that we could potentially cast a Bloodlust. We could cast a Forgetfulness. Yeah, in fact, 1 Forgetfulness. Kind of intriguing. 30, 51. We got 9 spell points to play around with, so we don't have a Forgetfulness. We've got 1 of these spells, and we got 1 animate dead. I think that the Stone Skin actually makes a lot of sense then. If we Stone Skin and we start working on these guys, I mean, the Dwarves are going to be able to step up if we attack these Grand Elves. Everybody's going to swarm the Ghost Dragons. But if we're going to cast Animate Dead 3 times, and if this is our speciality, then the Stone Skin is going to help. Tell you what, let's do the Stone Skin now. Let's go and try to attack these Elves. But if the Dendroids attack us, they're going to bind us in place. 4 speed, 5 speed. I think that the Ghost Dragons are going to get swarmed. So let's just get in and then hope that the Dendroids go slow enough that they don't actually get a chance to attack us and root us. Let's do that. Again, we're putting ourselves in a bad situation, but that's okay. And this is fine for me. Because again, I think that the Dwarves are going to step up right into that little section there. I'm going to wait on everybody else, except for the Liches. If I get a nice shot, I'm going to take it. Pegasi, good, good. Draining your spell points. How much damage does the Ballista do? 8 to 12, that's it. I thought that this was your speciality, dude. Whatever. Waiting on everybody. And this looks pretty good. Yeah, this looks pretty good. We're going to get the double hex attack off there. Skeletons, I know for sure we're going to want to start to move in that general direction. And again, I'd rather the Dwarves kind of step up here and attack than anything. That suits me just fine. It truly does. Okay, and for the first time we do see a spell, 60 damage on the lightning bolt. That doesn't hurt my feelings too bad. We can handle that. We really can. Let's collapse in on these war unicorns rather than attack Pegasi and things like that. Let's keep the Liches doing what they do best. And we can still be in a position where we can respond next turn and maybe get down the battlefield a little bit. So a little bit of damage here, a little bit of damage here. Okay, Ghost Dragons, we are down. We're down by 2. Is it time to cast one of our animate deads? I don't think so. I mean, we lost 2. That's like a little bit more than 400 hit points worth of Ghost Dragon we've lost. Tell you what, let's cast one of our animate deads just to see exactly how much it's going to raise. It is going to raise not a full 400 hit points, so thankfully we didn't actually waste any damage here. That feels good. I don't want to attack the green dragons. I think I want to just kill tons of these dwarves. For now, a big stack of 40, 10 attack, 20 defense. I just don't want the Dendroids to step up and then root the Ghost Dragons. Should I care? I don't think I should care. Let's kill the dragons. Yeah, let's kill dragons where you can. It's always morally correct to kill dragons at every opportunity. Let's be very clear about that. And then unicorns are going to go next. They're going to step around and get into the Liches. I can't stop that. So let's actually step up and try and prevent this enemy from running. I know that we've already lost this fight according to the pregame AI. I understand that we've already lost this fight, and so it's a pretty big leap to go from losing into winning, but I think that keeping these Ghost Dragons alive is going to be huge, and so then I just really want to keep this guy from running. Should we kill unicorns? Absolutely. That's a nice pickup. I was going to go south with these Wraiths, but now that the Pegasi are half health, I think that we are going to take out not all of them, but most of them. 6? 6 is okay. It's not the best thing I ever saw, but it's okay. I'm going to keep this one Lich alive. Maybe that's going to eat one more lightning bolt later. Who knows? Skeletons, they're going to take a retaliation here. 32 skeletons goes down. And there it is. So the Bone Dragons are now rooted. That's a lot of enemy Dendroids to deal with. That's a lot of battle dwarves. I think I kind of got to hope that I get a little bit lucky, dare I say, with my aging attack. Not there. Thankfully, the dragon stack still has 35 hit points, so I can justify attacking them in just a second. With anybody, by any means necessary, I can justify that. Down to 1 on these Dread Knights. Vampire Lords, it looks like the enemy's actually saving the Vampire Lord stack for later. They're just not trying to focus on them. I think I'm okay with that. Oh geez, even at, I did not mean to do that. Even at max damage, that wasn't going to be enough to kill that green dragon. What an error. Do not like that at all. 7 hit points left. It's still going to get one more big shot off. Let's see, dwarves still have yet to go. How about I just stick the skeletons here so that way we can come on up in 1 second. The bad morale is really nice. We're going to take that. We are going to take that. We're going to lose the damage from this retaliation onto these green dragons. I don't love that. And this is our last resurrect. Again, not ideal, but this is working. Thankfully, the dragons lose their turn, and so that feels okay for me. 2 hit points left here. Let's try and kill one beholder. Let's kill one full stack where we can. And we do. We kill one full stack there. That's awesome. Superb. That's truly superb. Pegasi, they're still going to do damage. Let's take them out. 8 down to 4. And the elves are still in their position. And I actually can't prevent the damage. Jeez, these green dragons, 23 hit points because the first aid tent helped them out. And now that's just the max bit of my damage. If I kill the green dragon here, I got the best luck I possibly could have gotten. And I did not. So 20 hit points left there. Jeez. This is the guy that just won't run away. Thankfully, it looks like we're going to get a nice double hex attack. Liches are going to end it for us. That's good. And then Vampire Lords against all these low-level forces. That's really a big stack. The enemy not focusing on the Vampire Lords early suits me just fine. At this point, as much as I've been trying to kill these Dendroids, there's 18 attack skill on the War Unicorns versus 12 on the Dendroids. It seemeth me good to continue to work on these Unicorns. 4, and they're aged down to 3. That's going to help in the next retaliation. Should I actually attack them now? I don't think so. Actually, I should because I don't want the elves to get full damage off. Let's attack these aged Unicorns. We killed 2. That's great. The age has worn off on the Pegasi. Elves are down to just a few. One last Pegasi there. We're at 14 Vampire Lords. We can kill. It looks like the only person we can reach right now is the Unicorn. Let's take them out. Oh, we didn't even kill the Unicorn. My word. 9 defense against my 3 attack. The enemy is really giving me a bit of a problem here. Really wish I could get the aging attack off on the Dendroids. Wow. Tough break. Tough break. 10 attack, 12 attack. I think the Vampire Lord should be able to drain tank against these dwarves pretty well. We're just going to continue to do that. Lich, is the Lich going to be able to 1v1 this Pegasi? I doubt it. 5 damage, 6 damage. Yeah, I don't think that we 1v1 him there. I do want to keep the Vampire Lords from taking a big hit from these Dendroids. I don't think I can justify killing the elves here though. So 4 more Battle Dwarves goes down. This is kind of tough. We have not gotten the aging attack off like I would have hoped. I'm gonna leave dwarves for later. Let's use our attacks where we already can. 37. Okay, the Lich stays alive. That's good. It's really good. Let's try and kill stacks of creatures where we can. Down to 21 of the skeletons. I'm gonna keep the skeletons alive. We're gonna again take out a couple of these elves. And there goes the bone dragons. We're down to this big stack of Vampire Lords. I say big. It's not big. But it's a stack. And should I... Gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I attack the dwarves here, there's no way that these guys can get into me. And that's pretty good. One elf goes down. Down to 8 of the skeletons. It's gonna be one more vampire goes, or one more battle dwarf that goes down. Okay, 15 vampire lords. Can we drain tank this? I think that we actually, hold on, I think that we actually need to go kill this first aid tent. I wish I maybe had focused the ballista a while ago. Thankfully, it's doing so little damage. It's only got 8 shots left. And I really want to try and split up these troops. Thankfully, the dwarves and the dendroids are going to split up a little bit. 2 shots. Ballista does double damage, so like 22 damage. It's going to do that 3 more times. How much damage have the dwarves been doing? Battle dwarves were doing 74 damage to skeletons. We've got 5 shots left. I think we're going to run one more time, just like right over here. And then maybe I can get enough separation between these dwarves and these dendroids. Maybe. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I attack right here, you can't get me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so perfect. And so now I'm going to get 1 shot off here. I get 1 to raise. Yeah, I'm back up to 16. Perfect, perfect. Can I do 2? Is it worth it to attack? It's worth it to me to just split these forces up is really what it is. And so I'm going to do that. There's no chance at the enemy getting good morale. And so just by kind of running in circles, I'm still not hurting myself. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's whenever the dendroids actually get their grubby little paws on me that I'm really in trouble. And this ballista is now useless. I don't actually have to kill it. It's out of shots. So that's fine. It's totally fine. We're gonna fly. I want to pick off all the battle dwarves before I pit myself against these dendroids. It's got to be 9 against 16. I've got to end this fight basically against 16. I truly do. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got to go to like right here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, why do you still have shots? Hold on. Hold on. Why do you still have shots? You have -4 shots. Are you what? Help? Excuse me? Can someone tell me what's going on here? How do you have -4 shots? Why are you still getting to shoot? Is that just your bonus? I gotta Google this real quick. Hold on. Hold on. Heroes of Might Magic 3, artillery, negative shots left. What? 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 He's got to have an artifact, doesn't he? No, but if you have an artifact, it's still gonna like be like shown there. -4 shots. You're still doing all this damage to me. That feels wrong. I feel so wrong. Because if it's I mean, that changes things drastically. And wait, hold on. Yeah, you're doing damage to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. I'm gonna let the dwarves hit me once. Like this. We heal there. Yeah, you're doing damage to me. Like, I'm not crazy. I feel like I gotta kill. I'm not gonna heal off this. It's gonna take me like 4 attempts, 5 attempts maybe to kill the ballista. Should I just start mixing it up with the dendroids? I don't know what's happening there, but it feels wrong to me, and I'm gonna need somebody to explain it to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I feel like I'm gonna lose the scenario based off of that. And look, like, I should be better. I should accept my struggles here, but I'm gonna need somebody to explain to me why this ballista has unlimited shots. Does artillery bonus, Heroes of Might Magic 3, unlimited shots and limited ammo? Ammo cart gives you infinite ammo. I don't know. There's got to be an artifact. Okay. Yeah, and there's no point in trying. The one thing I hate about this is I want to pick up this dwarf because he's gonna eat the retaliation from this big stack of vampires. It's too late though. I've got to attack while I can. So we kill there. We're up to 15, and now it's 15 versus 8 plus the damage there. We just gotta duke it out. 11 down to 7, down to 10. You see what I'm saying? And that's going to be the margin of victory. That's absolutely going to be enough because I'm slowing down on my regeneration abilities on my vampires. Down to 8, 8 and 4, 9 and 4, 9 and 3. Ugh. I'm going to win, but you can tell that I don't love this. Ugh. 46 damage. We can't do it. He's going to get to run. Wow. Help me. Folks, I need to know what just happened there. Okay. Phixfox has a gap in his game knowledge, and just because I don't know what's going on there doesn't mean that you don't know what's going on there. So any attempt in helping me out is going to be very, very wonderful. Okay, so we are a Necromancer, not a Death Knight. That explains why our stats are the way they are. Basic Earth Magic for our Animate Dead is going to be awesome. 47 of the skeletons. We're going to pick up this magic well, and I'm going to run away because there's no amount of money you could spend to keep me around here any longer. No, 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 no. Okay. Whew. Let's not do that again. What this highlights is this, and maybe you've noticed this about me as just a person. This isn't even like a Heroes of Might and Magic thing. This is just me as a person. I will often do certain exercises with clients of mine because I'm working at building motivation. I'm utilizing motivational interviewing to try and develop discrepancy. Oftentimes, we all know the answers that we need at any given moment. We don't need someone to tell us what to do. We know what we should do for ourselves. We know what we want, kind of a deal. We're going to go pick up this university. That's going to be awesome. And oftentimes we just need someone to help us develop the discrepancy so that we're okay with that moving forward. So for example, say that somebody is like, man, I'm out of shape. I'm worried about my health, but I haven't gotten to the gym yet, right? And so where are you at on the stages of change in the cycle? Are you in like the pre-contemplative? Are you in the contemplative stage? Like, are you thinking about it, but you haven't done any actions? Are you in the preparatory stage, so you're about to start doing stuff? Are you starting a little bit in earnest? You know, again, this is all kind of like New Year's type stuff where it might be worthwhile to be thinking about where am I at on the stages of change. And I utilize motivational interviewing and I developed this discrepancy because on the one hand, this is what developing discrepancy is. On the one hand, I want to be healthy and I want to get into shape. On the other hand, I worry that I don't have enough time and I'm tired at the end of my workday already. And so you're weighing out your options here and you're just kind of helping people resolve their ambivalence towards any subject so that way they can be motivated to act and to do stuff. Okay. And one of the other things that I do to help motivate people and encourage them to do good things and make choices, I don't think that pathfinding here is going to be all that useful, by the way. Yeah, I don't think pathfinding is going to be useful. Is armor going to be good? No. We're going to save skills for something else. Then what it comes down to is I'll do a values exercise with people. And this values exercise, I give you a list of 150 or 200 different values that you could have. For example, some people value fun, some people value money, some people are motivated and value being able to have their free time, right? Some people value freedom. I value fairness. Fairness is a huge value of mine, and it is more than just like, oh yeah, I care about that. Fairness is one of the values that if things aren't fair, I get mad. I don't like to be treated unfairly, and so I don't treat other people unfairly as a result. Does that make sense? It's a value that is so strong to me that I actually want to change the way that I do things so that other people don't experience something that I don't like. So what is fairness? You know, what are these values you have? It's really all up to you to kind of decide what matters to you. And just because, for example, society might be like, oh yeah, family matters so much, that doesn't mean that you should value it. Sure, you can recognize that other people think it's really critically important. That doesn't mean it has to be the end all be all for you. It doesn't have to motivate you. It does for me. But anyway, so that's why we have to figure out what values you have. And one of mine is fairness. And that previous fight with the Ballista did not feel fair because it felt like the guy had -10 shots and I almost lost the fight unfairly. True or false? It's what it felt like. Okay, folks, this is Lord Alaris. Several of the Walking Dead, a horde of the skeletons, a few of the vampires, a pack of the Gogs, several of these harpies. Let's do some damage. The enemy's fled. We're going to try and keep them from running. I don't think we're going to be very lucky in doing so. Although, look at that. Look at that. They've done us a huge favor. They've stuck around. If I attack here, I can kill both of these. If I attack here, I can kill both of these. Okay. And then I'll just have to figure out a way to kill vampires. Can I kill 4 vampires? Do I have something that'll do 120 points of damage? I do. I think that I just kill them outright here. Let me just double check. 6 times 50, that's like 300, 3 to 350 hit points of skeletons versus like less than 200 hit points of Gogs, less than 200 hit points of harpies. I think that this big stack actually has to attack here. Oh. Whoops. It's because they're undead. This stack will die, but these ones are undead. They don't care. We're gonna wait. Whatever. You see? And so, how can I be mad if I don't know something about the game? How can I pretend like I'm being treated unfairly when I don't even catch a little thing like that? You see what I'm saying? You see? So, anyway. It's great. I'm having a lot of fun here. I hope you can feel that I'm having a lot of fun here, because I really am, and I really do. I have tons of fun with this game, and I have tons of fun spending time with everybody who helps me play and get better. And yeah, it's good. It's good. Okay, it's a glorious victory. We made it work. 13 skeletons, and we're gonna pick up the expert air magic. Basic learning is not buffed in this base version. I know that we talked about how the Horn of the Abyss did have some buffs recently to things like learning, things like Eagle Eye, and they're really nice changes. I don't think that there's a single bad secondary skill anymore. I think that every secondary skill with this newest Horn of the Abyss change as of January 2nd, 2025, I think that every secondary skill is valuable. But that doesn't retroactively apply to this campaign. And so those changes are outside, those balance changes and everything, those will happen if you're playing Horn of the Abyss. We are not. Expert air magic is the play. 17 of these liches. They're very, very lichy. I'm gonna purchase everybody else here. Oh, wait. Never mind. Wait, were we always out of gold? Am I going crazy? Huh, okay. It looks like blue and purple are in mass down below. Oh, okay. Okay. Euphreton, Braun, Proghild, Isra. They're not supposed to be allied, but I think that they are. Next time I go in that direction, though, I'm going to know where I'm supposed to go, which feels pretty okay. Okay, why did I go north? I went north because I thought to myself, hey, wait a second. That lady came flying over those hills from that general direction. I still think that she got that fly spell from that direction. If blue and yellow and orange and purple, if these guys are not all going to fight each other, then I think that we just might as well try and find, aha, this castle that is green. I'm guessing that they're not going to take castles away from each other. I'm guessing. No guarantees, but I'm guessing. There's so many nice things here. Rather than wait until the end of the scenario to come back, I'm going to pick up all these +1s. Finneas is going to play defense, but at some point he's going to realize that it's time for him to go out into the world and seek his fortune and try and pick up all these +1s for himself. Until that time happens, we're going to stay back. Having eyes on Sephiroth is a pretty big deal because now we know that we don't actually have to stay home with Finneas. He's going to be fine to wait. 51, 47. He's going to be fine to wait back and kind of puppy guard this area as we previously already talked about. I might have him go out and pick up the School of War real quick. I know that this subterranean gate matches up to this one, and there's lots of enemies coming through here in a little bit. Groghild, for example, but I think we're going to be okay. Did we get the dragon cave already? I don't know. But earlier I mentioned, I said, oh, I'm not going to get dragons just to turn them into bone dragons. I think I'm changing my mind very quickly, actually. I actually don't think that's a bad idea. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea at all. Will I? I don't know. Is it a bad idea? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. What's the advantage? Well, you're going to get the growth twice as fast because you're basically going to have 2 castles worth of growth happening, right? So that's going to be worthwhile. On the flip side, you're going to lose the value of having red dragons, and having a unit that's immune to magic, that's a pretty big advantage, and simply losing that doesn't feel great. Yeah, but you're going to get a bigger power stack of dragons, and especially when you have Animate Dead as your speciality, it feels like we ought to do that. We're going to ignore this mercenary camp. I'm still trying to seek out this place. Huh. Black dragons. Elishar. I don't think I care. I think that ends in a dead end. I guess we're going south. Anywho. Back to some of those previous topics, though. If you haven't spent the time to figure out what your core values are, though, highly recommended. If you're just looking for a fun exercise, it's that too. Like, it's also fun, but there's more to it. And I think that you can really help yourself make some tough decisions in the future. Yeah, you can help yourself make some tough decisions that you otherwise wouldn't be so comfortable with. So you might as well give yourself a shot there. She is just the worst. And she's upgraded not all of her troops. She's upgraded a couple of her troops through the use of flying. I'm guessing, no, she had to land on the hill fort, didn't she? Whatever the case, I am not going to go back and try and stop her. I'm going to go into Green's territory. I found Orange's castle. Maybe that's close to the one I'm looking for. I don't know. And I do think that I'm going to hire another hero. Aislinn. Aislinn's going to drag these troops just a little bit here. 2 steps doesn't seem like a lot, but it's hopefully going to be enough to give Vilmar a shot to actually evacuate these guys. Should I just stay and attack, actually? Aislinn's pretty good. I'm going to save the dragon. Everybody else is going to stay. Even the skeletons? Oh, don't do this incorrectly. Swap. Even the skeletons. And bring down the morale of everybody else. We do have a tavern, so there's going to be morale bonuses that way. We're just going to keep it like this. Going to get rid of the undead because they're not going to matter anyway. And hopefully we can drop a couple of these meteor showers on these fools that are trying to attack us. And then Vilmar is going to run away with the one dragon. And I will turn it into a bone dragon if I get the opportunity. Just you wait. Just you watch. Finneas is going to stay away and from that area. Man, she covered a lot of distance very quickly. Do not love that. Huh. Okay, this should go a little bit better with a couple of spells. Real quick, by the way, gotta give a huge shout out to my dad. So, my family, we have been longtime fans of the American college football team, the Boise State Broncos. Of course, it's no secret that I am from Idaho. And we have really enjoyed being fans of this team for a long time. Some other, I don't want to call it, some other programs, they've had pretty good seasons in their past, right? Like, there's a couple of teams out there that do a great job year in and year out, and to be a fan of their team, you're going to have a real good time. I think that there's very few college football teams that it's better to have been a fan of over the last 20 years than the Boise State Broncos. Truly, truly. And other than, say, like the Alabama Crimson Tide, it's been great to be a Boise State Bronco. And I make no apologies for saying that. We had my dad as a diehard fan. He made the trip down from Idaho over to Arizona, and shout out to supporting the Boise State Broncos. Even though they did not win, it was a heck of a game, and I think he enjoyed himself thoroughly. Generally, I'm very hesitant to, call out my dad's whereabouts and be like, oh, he did this or he did that, because it's his privacy, and my dad's a pretty private person. And I feel like this is one of those times. Dad, tell me later if I'm wrong, but I feel like this is probably one of those times where he would say, no, it's okay. It's okay if people know that I'm a good diehard fan who's always happy to support this awesome team. So if I'm incorrect, my dad will let me know. But otherwise, in general, it's just nice to make sure that fans who travel, fans who do everything they can to be there in the action, that they get the respect they're due in that case. So, speaking of my dad, by the way, I found something. Folks, I found something awesome. A while ago, because many people have asked about my dad, I've mentioned that my dad is excellent at Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I come from a long line of Heroes of Might and Magic players, aka my dad, because his dad wasn't exactly a Heroes of Might and Magic player, because how could he be? It was a game from 1995 and 1999 for Heroes 3 anyway. But come from a long line. My dad is excellent at logistics. I've talked about how my brother is good at certain things. My dad's great at logistics. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. And I'm happy to say that I had done a video with my dad because people wanted to be like, hey, who is this Phix father of yours? Who is he? What's he about? We'd like to see him on camera. I had done a video with him and I found that video. Now, I've been a little bit hesitant to release any kind of information about my family again, because we're a very private type of people, and just because I put my face on camera doesn't mean that everybody else wants it on. For example, you're never going to see my wife. I've talked about maybe having her do a video with me where maybe I show her stuff. I don't think it's appropriate. It doesn't feel right, for example, to put my kids out there. That just feels inappropriate to me. My wife, she's very special to me, and I love her so very, very much. I want to keep her safe. Like, that's kind of my job as her husband in a lot of ways, I feel like. And so I do have some boundaries as far as what I will or won't show, but my dad has been happy to be on camera. He's okay with it. And so we're going to take a look, and we're going to see if I can edit that video down and show you his take on the map Free For All. It's his favorite map in Heroes of Might and Magic 3. And he has found tons and tons of goodies with it. And so I'm looking very, very much forward to trying to not make it a full playthrough like I do with these videos. It's probably going to be edited down quite a bit more than perhaps you might even enjoy. But it's going to be... I'm looking forward to it. Me, personally, I am looking forward to this video. We'll see how it goes. Keep you posted. How about that? By the way, folks, this is Zubin with the 10 attack, 6 defense. He can't run, but I'm sure he would like to. If he could, I'm sure he would be running right now. I think that these centaurs are going to come out into the world, and that hurts. And in just a second, they're going to meet their match. Yeah. A couple more skeletons, one more vampire. We did eat that one additional chain lightning. These losses are not great, but when you have over 200 of the liches, you don't have to worry nearly so much about fights like these. Okay. Chain Lightning, excellent spell. Frenzy, I am good for it. Can we get the 5th level Mage Guild? It's possible. I think we're going to trade immediately. 2 castles, we don't have 3, but we've got 2. And we're just missing the 1 Mercury. Heck yeah. Bro, give me Dimension Door. Bro, give me Dimension Door. Really? 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 I didn't think that you could get Dimension Door and fly in these campaigns. I guess, hey, at this point, I'll tell you this. Generally, I have a rule where I don't use Dimension Door. I don't use fly. But clearly the enemy has done the best they could to take advantage of it with me. There's so many enemies on this map. I'm going to use Dimension Door. Tell you what, I just feel like it. I don't even care. I don't even care. Phixfox, you're breaking your own rules. Yeah, fairness is one of my values, but you know what's also one of my values? Kicking butt and taking names. It's been a little bit of a weird week as we pick up this Redwood Observatory in the best spot ever. It's been a little bit of a weird week. I'm unfortunately preparing to go to a long training that's going to take me very, very, very far away from my family. My bosses have been excellent because they recognize that there's lots of places I would rather be than at a training, especially after you have a brand new baby. And so I'm going to get the opportunity to return often, and I'm always going to be not too far away, but there's going to be some concerns about being away from my family a little bit. Thankfully, I've got in-laws who are excellent with patrolling neighborhoods and having a vast amount of firearms. And don't get me even started about how good of a shot my wife is. My wife is excellent with a gun, not to mention a baseball bat, a Louisville Slugger sitting next to the bed. So she's going to be fine, but it's really nice when you have bosses, co-workers, people in charge that understand how important it is to be where you need to be at critical times. And having just had a baby, they apologize. They feel bad for having to put me through this training, but I really appreciate their willingness to help me through this week of preparations. So it's been a little bit of a rough week. Just trying to make sure I'm prepared, and I'm not looking forward to being away from my family, but it's happening. Folks, we are about to pick up the fire magic. And really, why the fire magic? Frenzy's good. Armageddon's good. It's the Berserk. If I can get expert fire magic in Berserk, I just like Berserk so much. It's one of my favorite things. So we're going to go for that quickly. There is a Mage Guild here. I tell you what, I'm going to stop in again. Oh, look at this. You are greeted with sharpened sticks pointed directly at your face. A stout dwarf passes between his tribesmen and approaches. Who goes there? He demands. Before he can see your face, an illusion covers your bones with flesh. No one of consequence, you answer meekly. Why do you stop us from passing through? We mean you no harm. We are on the lookout for the criminal named Sandro. Criminal? Oh, what crime has he committed? He has slain our brethren, and we intend to exact vengeance upon him. They stood opposed to the evil he created, but fell beneath his mighty sword. The dwarf replies, You certainly look prepared. What makes you think that this Sandro might be near? We've received warning from Lord Alaris. He may be a necromancer as well, but he too wishes Sandro to be stopped. We will allow his armies to be depleted and then defeat them both, removing the evil artifacts from possession of the necromancers. Well, I wish you luck. It sounds like you are going to need it. By the way, do you have any idea who I am? You? Well, I don't believe we've met before. Then allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sandro, and I take great pleasure in ridding the world of stupid, boastful dwarves like yourselves. You wave to your army. Attack! Wow! What? What? Hold on, didn't I just defeat this castle? Yeah, I already owned the castle. These were defenders that were sitting just outside of the castle? Is that what just happened? Yeah, that's exactly what just happened. Huh. Crazy. Who would have thought? Okay. Well, I don't love this, but this is going to work. I could... Oh, I'm just going to cast Berserk because I hate your guts. Let's see what happens there. We're going to kill the dragons because that is the biggest thing to worry about. They, of course, are going to get the next shot against us because they are not slowed or anything like that. We should be able to kill most of, if not all, these Pegasi here. And then let's see the elves next turn do some damage to themselves. Yeah, that's going to go pretty well, I think. Unicorn's next. And dwarves in just a moment. I probably could wait. Maybe the dendroids would get into range. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I could probably play this much, much better, but truly, again, 250 of the liches. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, don't you? Elves goes down. Dwarves goes down. And we're going to get out of here just right here. Okay. One lich, couple of the Walking Dead. Advanced Fire Magic, we'll take it. And 117 more liches. Yeah, let's just split these stacks up. I don't think I'm ever going to get the liches into like separate, like upgraded. It's going to be way too much gold just to potentially upgrade them. And I don't think that the cost is going to be, I can really make sense of it. I don't think I can justify it. We're going to go for 9 mercury here. Oh no, I end up spending too much crystal. Whoops. And let's just go up here. 1 and 1. That'll work. Pick up this 5th level mage guild. At this point, we can't really lose these mage guilds. I don't want to give the enemies dimension door. I probably could have waited simply because I'm so low on movement points. But for now, if you have yourself an awful lot of spell points, you might as well travel when you can. Red Dragon Flame Tongue, 80 liches. We're cooking, baby. We are cooking. And these enemies are going to taste my wrath very, very soon. One more dimension door over here. Yeah, as you can tell, we are obviously not using tournament rules in this scenario. I think that if we've got the dimension door, I don't see how we can possibly lose from here on out. I'm not even going to try and make Finneas a worthwhile hero. His whole job is just going to be to hold the fort down. We're going to ignore the dungeon, town, and castle until I'm ready for it. Everybody else, just stay put. Just stay put. Except for this pet red dragon. It's going to turn into a bone dragon in just a moment. Okay. All right. I seem to recall that this scenarios do get tougher. The previous scenario did not feel that bad. It really did not feel that bad. But now I'm saying to myself, well, maybe there's a lot more to be had here that I'm just forgetting about. As we pick up the expert logistics and the 41 liches, it seems like, I mean, of course I'm abusing the dimension door, but hey, we got it twice actually. Not just once, but twice. And it feels really nice to be a superhero, just fly across the map. Okay. We've already been here. I am going to do... Oh, we're not skilled enough. Okay, 210 spell points remains. We're going to wait just a moment. And I think I'm going to try and root out the evil that's underground. These dwarves and these ramparts, they've had far too much leeway. It's time that we strike back. At this point, I am definitely the bad guy. If you didn't already know, I've been the bad guy pretty much this entire scenario, but never has that been more true than now. As I mercilessly roll through these bows, I don't think that there's any spells I truly need at this point. Let's just get Septinia. I don't know why she's level 6. Did somebody else try and use her? Possibly. And then can I get to Vey? I can, I shall. Sweet. Run, mortals. Doom is upon you. And it will have you whether you want it or not. Okay, let's do this quick little swap. There. There. And where are you? Skeleton Transformer for the one. Red Dragon will be a Bone Dragon. Yeah, we're going to accept that. That's such a nifty little thing. If you aren't like looking out for that as a strategy, when are you ever going to think, oh yeah, I should totally get rid of these dragons by turning them into Bone Dragons? Like never. You never would plan on doing that. And so if you don't know that that's a possibility, you might not ever do it, but I'm aware. It's one extra Bone Dragon, so sure, why not? This guy didn't even do anything. He just kind of stayed put. Not sure why, but I'll accept that. Let's see, Dimension Door up here. I'm sure that there's more enemies that are around in the underground, but for now, I have an opportunity to take back a couple of these castles. There's Tyraxor, and then here, she's got Fly. Is this Angel Wings or is this more? Is she gonna just run right now? No. Okay. I do want to prevent her from running. 5 attack, 2 defense, 10 power, 6 of the knowledge. Death Ripple. Should I just cast 1? I don't think it's going to actually do enough here. I got the Chain Lightning somewhere. Yeah, we're probably going to cast the Chain Lightning on the Minotaur Kings just to lower their numbers in general. It's a little bit of overkill, but so be it. And then 73 of these Beholders. Evil Eyes goes down. Going for the Harpies next. And the Dragon, because sure, why not? And I've messed up. Oops, she ran away. I didn't do a good job of giving her a reason to stick around, did I? Okay. And there's one more green hero just over here. Gandula! Ooga Shaka, Ooga, Ooga. And with the expert fire magic, yeah. This is Phixfox entering his evil era. I am absolutely not a good person right now. And I have no regrets about it. I'm supposed to be the bad guy. Let me show you how evil I can be. Mwahahaha. Ha 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 ha. Zero regrets. But seriously now that I've got this dimension door and seriously so many spell points, I don't see how I can possibly lose future scenarios. Which is probably the reason why Phixfox usually doesn't use dimension door. Just saying. But because it kind of takes away, not even a little bit, but all of the strategy and the tactics, all of the, let's call it, oh, I don't know, intensity, all of the tension is completely gone. It's kind of like in the prequel Star Wars movies, actually, where the Jedi are walking around and they see the little battle droids. There's like the rolly ones that can do a ton of damage, and then there's your standard battle droid. And one of the people's like, oh no, here they come. And the Jedi go, they won't be a problem. It's like, oh, good. I'm glad that won't be a problem. All of the tension has now been alleviated. I'm just not worried about this enemy force here now. Like, they already kind of got cut through with butter, but now the Jedi themselves are saying, yeah, it's not a big deal. Don't even worry about it. Okay, fine, I won't. Good job, George. Did a good job there. I'm going to accept this. I don't really care. I've already taken out most of the big forces, and in just a moment or two, it's going to be worthwhile. Orange's heroes have abandoned him. It's going to be worthwhile to send Finneas into the fray, because there's not going to be anybody big enough to really stop him. So I'm just not going to worry about anybody stopping him. Okay. Defenders goes down. Let me do a little bit of a reshuffle here. That's going to help with 5 stacks of liches. That's going to help things go a little bit better, I think. Dimension door to here. Extra movement. Morale and luck, because sure, why not? And is there somebody over here? I think there is. There's something up here. Erroneous, he's back. Glorious Victory does not get to run this time. And I'm gonna just make sure there's nothing here. If there's not, since I'm not skilled enough, I'm gonna hop into Vex in just a moment. Good thing I got the Expert Air magic, otherwise Dimension Dooring would not be a viable strategy at the moment. Okay, 2 blue players in the middle. 1 blue player close to my red town that just got taken. Green is underground. Sephiroth. Okay. 1 purple player close to my red castle, and teal in the bottom right. There's still much to be done. Much to be done. Glorious Victory here. Important to hop in, though, and grab this Mana Vortex. Doubling our spell points. Doesn't even feel fair, does it? There's this Marletto Tower. No, this Mercenary Camp we haven't picked up. Should I just go south? Yeah, let's just go south. And 2. And 3. Was the hero that was stuck here stuck? Yes, he was. And then 1 more hero to the south. Do we have another dimension door in us? We don't. But Straker's going to go down. Interesting. I didn't know the enemy could get Straker. I thought that the enemy was stuck with anybody who was not dead. I thought I could only get necromancers and they could only get people that were alive. I guess I'm fine with that. Let's purchase everybody here. We're trying to wrap this up because I don't think that there's... Okay, we haven't defeated Teal ever. Teal probably has one really strong hero. Maybe the one guy with the artillery, maybe that was actually their toughest guy. So maybe we've already done a little bit of damage to them. But in general, I'm still expecting a couple places that still have a castle. And if I can't take out all the castles, I'm just going to be a little bit behind where I'd like to be. So this is a nice pickup here. Sacrifice, I don't think I really care. Counter strike, clone. I don't have the water magic, so I'm just going to have better spells. So I'm not going to worry about that. I am going to have to go back to that Library of Enlightenment, though. Is this the final scenario? This can't be the final scenario for Sandro. There's got to be one more after this, right? I don't recall, though. It's kind of the problem. Huh. Yeah, I just don't recall if this is the final scenario or not. Okay. Nice that we got that Cover of Darkness removed, though. Okay, 1 blue, 2 blue. Cover of Darkness is back. Red castle to the north is taken. Okay, we'll track him down. Easy victory there. I'm going to track down Isra very quickly and then detour my way back into that Necromancy castle. I don't think I even want to mess around with tactics. It could make winning fights a little bit easier, though. Tell you what, basic pathfinding at this point, as many liches as I have, I think that that's going to be even better than tactics. So we'll do this here, and then one more dimension door down to here. That was pretty close. All right, we're going to take this back. Andra, the witch, goes down in a blaze of glory, and so on and so forth. Okay. So, folks, I gotta tell you, by the way, speaking of Heroes of Might and Magic stuff, I mentioned at the very beginning of this scenario that Horn of the Abyss, that they had their announcement for the new Bulwark faction. Very excited for that. And can I just tell you that I'm getting more and more excited for Olden Era. That's going to be the prequel sort of a deal from the Heroes of Might and Magic series. It's going to take place before Lord Slayer and Lord Alamar in Heroes of Might and Magic 1. It's going to take place before a lot of these things. I think that I am very, very, very much looking forward to spending a significant amount of time with that new game. At this point, I'm so far behind in Heroes of Might and Magic 3 in a lot of ways that playing catch up, I've got a certain degree of tactics that'll work for the game, but if you know the concept of you have to put the elephant under you, you understand that there's lots of little tips, tricks, tactics. There's lots of little bits of muscle memory that have to be in place in order for you to reach the upper echelon of any game, of any skill. You don't simply learn how to play guitar and then you're immediately a wonderful classical guitarist. You learn and you get better over time, sort of a deal. I do have a certain propensity to do well with Heroes of Might and Magic games because I've been playing it for so very, very long. But I'm excited for Olden Era because it feels like I'm going to have an opportunity to get a little bit of a fresh start where everybody's going to be on the same sort of equal footing, not knowing exactly what's going on. And that's intriguing to me. I'm excited to maybe get the opportunity to just, I don't know, be on the forefront, be on the cusp of something wonderful. I don't know. It could be that the game is horrible and flops. I doubt it. The best thing that indicates to me that Olden Era is going to be awesome, by the way, is some of the developer feedback that the studio's been putting out. They've been saying, look, we have heard some of the feedback. For example, we understand that you are saying to us as fans of the series, hey, we do not see any bone dragons. That's pretty sad. We wish there were bone dragons. And they've made that change, darn it. Are you kidding me? You've got a developer who is actively taking that level of feedback. How easy would it have been for them to say, yeah, there's usually bone dragons in other iterations, but there's not in Heroes 2, so just like deal with it, you know? They could have easily done that, and they decided not to. They decided to say, look, the fans of the series, they've decided that this is something that they would like to see. If we don't give this to them, that's on us. And I think that that's such a smart, humble sort of way of approaching the game. I truly mean it. So that gives me so much hope. I don't expect any developer to be perfect. I really don't. But you're instantly going to lose points if you're not listening to the people who are the longtime fans of the game. All you got to do is listen to the fans and try and find a good consensus for the feedback, and you're going to be okay. Like, it's going to be fine. Your game is going to turn out awesome. Now, if you listen to the fans at every single turn, you're going to have some issues. That's because there's a lot of people who think that every single Heroes of Might and Magic game should be just like Heroes 3, which is not always the case, right? There's elements of every Heroes game that have been awesome, as we do pick up this Wizard's Well, which is pretty sweet. I'm not saying that we should always defer to the fans. There's a lot of reasons why that's a bad idea. But I am saying that, again, the humility is really what is drawing me to this project. And nobody's paying me. Nobody's reached out to me and said, hey, could you say a kind word? But tell you what, if somebody came knocking and said, hey, we would love for you to be involved in doing some play testing, some early, early press type stuff. I'm nobody. I'm a nobody. I'm just a guy with a webcam, and I'm a guy that likes strategy games and stuff. Truly, that's my MO. But I would jump at that opportunity. I truly would. I would love to assist in a project like that. I mean, who wouldn't? And again, they're doing all the right things. It makes me think that it's going to be an excellent project. I've said before that if it's awesome, then life is great. And it doesn't cost me anything to be cautiously optimistic. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the matter. Phixfox, what do you think about it? That's what I think. Purple player's been vanquished, folks. So we are missing who is left. Orange is gone, purple is gone, and tan is gone? I see blue, I see green. There's a couple people left. We'll figure out who's left. We're going to chase down these guys, though. They're not going to have any ounce of recourse. No apologies, as we do our very, very best to win the scenario quickly. Our forces suffer a bitter defeat. Can I win this with Charna? No, she's got 0 spells. 3 goblins. If she had 1 single magic arrow, she'd be fine. I know she doesn't have it. Oh, she does. You're kidding me. Peace out. I stand corrected. Okay. Well, we're just going to split up our forces here, and we're going to purchase everybody we can. Yeah, let's fix this, actually. Did not anticipate that at all, but I'm thrilled for it. Okay. Let's make it a little bit easier on ourselves. Okay, so I'm still tracking enemy heroes. There's 2 enemy heroes in the middle. 2 green guys. I don't think you can go this way. I'm probably going to Dimension Door right past that guy. He's probably hiding like right there, isn't he? Let's do a view Earth. So I'm right here. So the south is probably wrong. Unless this is a castle down there. Oh, there's probably like a castle. There's probably a couple castles around here. Do I have view air? Okay, the blue hero went to the north. Okay. What? How did you know I was here? Blue player's been vanquished. We're not skilled enough to continue to cast this, but we don't need to be. And... oops. Makes it so hard to win these scenarios when you just continually let yourself down like that. Okay, this is going to be Teal's main castle, and I am stopping in because Mage Guild levels are always nice. Another Dimension Door. Golly. We're just not seeing anybody else Dimension Door around a whole lot, are we? There's a cover of darkness here. It's not really going to help. Was there an underground? I don't think there was an underground over here, and there's nothing up here. How about through the view air? Is there anything over there? No, it doesn't look like it. Let's get out of dodge and go over yonder. And this takes us to here. We'll catch Stig tomorrow. And so one enemy green down below, one teal player here. And folks, again, poor Finneas. He's like, dude, I'm like level 11. Yeah, I understand you're level 11. I don't really care. If Sandro is this tough and has this many good spells, we have strength and we have adventure map speed with dimension doors. So I don't really need two heroes. One hero with dimension door. I'd rather have one hero with dimension door than 8 moderately good heroes wandering the map. Especially when I have like 220 spell points or something stupid. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, 1, 2. I think that they both moved in this direction. Let's go chase these gentlemen down before we do anything else. Okay. And so we got 2 green players. I don't know if there was anybody else here, actually. Oh, by the way, I'm not running out of spell points because we picked up the wizard's well, so we regenerate all of our spell points every single day. That's pretty nice. Enemy is fled. Where to? Who could say? Gundula is gone. So be it. One more green Town of Glade route. And green player's been vanquished, and so now we are missing teal. There's probably got to be like a teal castle just right over there. If I had to guess. Yeah, if I had to guess. So. But yeah, Olden Air. I'm looking forward to it. And so, I'm not making any plans right now. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's so many games and there's so little time. I feel bad for every project I start that I don't finish, because that's just not the way that I ought to do things. Starting projects is easy. Finishing projects is hard. We all know that. In fact, iHub from the F-Heroes 2 project said that recently, and I thought that that was very apt. He just said that to somebody else on the public forum of the F-Heroes 2 Discord. By the way, go check it out if you haven't done that. And he's so very, very right. Yeah, so very, very right, and I appreciate that insight there. And so at this current juncture, I've got my foot in a couple of different doors and a couple of different games. For example, I've got Factorio going, and it's kind of interesting because Factorio just had a new release not too long ago with their DLC expansion 2.0. And after that, a lot of people are pretty interested in Factorio right now. It'll die down a little bit later, but it's nice to see the Factorio videos on my channel getting a little bit of love and a little bit of attention. I still need to finish up at least Alamar's final scenario in Heroes Might Magic 1. I've got scenarios 1, 2, and 3 on camera, and there's still scenario 4 that will finish up the Alamar campaign in Heroes Might Magic 1. Of course, we have F-Heroes 2. We're in the middle of the Athland playthrough, which I'm actually probably going to abandon because it's not going fantastic. And I think I might have to claim that I've been beaten, funny enough. More information on that to follow if you're looking for the F-Heroes 2 projects. Heroes 3, we still have tons of the campaigns here. We started off in the Shadow of Death. We still have to go through Restoration of Erathia, and there's still Armageddon's Blade after we finish Shadow of Death. So there's tons to do here. And then I still would like to return to Heroes of Might and Magic 4. We did the beginning campaign for Galdoth, Half Undead. Great campaign. I'm loving that. Unfortunately, I started the Undertale game and I got a couple of hours into that. I don't know when I'm going to be able to finish that, but I'm hoping I can finish that. But you see, my problem here is that I've liked to go around and play a couple of different games, and that's causing me some issues because I want to give every game its just desserts, and there's so little time. There's so little time. I have plans to go into every single modification for Heroes 3. I would like to go into Wake of the Gods. I'd like to go into the Heroes 2 Secession Wars mod from Heroes 3 that redoes Heroes 2. I'd like to, check it out and give my opinions on things. And how do I make that happen in a way that I can make everybody happy? I can't. And unfortunately, I think that the biggest worry is that I won't make myself happy. My biggest fear is that I'll be burned out, or I won't do things in the way that I like. It's so nice. Recently, I watched the full video from the French YouTuber Zepixo. Pixo. I don't know why I said Z. I think it's just straight up Pixo. Let me double check. Because I want to make sure that you know that, hey, I really enjoyed his stuff. Oh, it is Zepixo. So if you're looking forward, he's doing some Heroes of Might Magic 1 right now. You can YouTube him, capital Z-E, capital P-I-C-S-O. And it's so nice to see other people when they're first doing their videos, because I noted his energy was tremendous. It was exciting. He was so excited to be here and give it his all. And I don't want to lose that. I think that I definitely loved my energy when it's been its best. And I worry if I can't give my full energy to these videos, that's not worth doing, And so if I burn myself out, if I'm doing too many projects, if I'm not finishing stuff, there's a lot to be said about any of that. And so tell you what, I wish I could. Do I wish I could make this my full-time job? No, in a lot of ways, no, but it'd be really neat if I could find a way to devote 20 hours a week to Heroes and other games. I wouldn't want to do a full 40 hours a week doing this. I would still want to keep my day job, sort of a deal, but balance in all things. And yeah, I mean, you never know. We'll see what the future brings, but my goal was never to make it big on YouTube. That was never my goal. No, my goal was to make a couple videos for my kids. And from there, I've gotten a lot of love and support. And I hope that the people that have reached out, that they have felt that tenfold. I hope that I've been able to return that good vibe to them. It feels bad when it feels like I am the recipient of all that good energy. And I worry that you, as the viewer and as the commentator, that you don't get enough of that back. But hopefully I'm doing a good enough job that you know that I appreciate you when you take the time to comment and get involved. But really, I feel like I get a lot out of these videos, and it's because of you guys. We are approaching the time where we're going to get up to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. That was more than I ever thought that I would ever kind of get. That was not my goal. And when we hit 1,000, there is going to be something of a giveaway. If you like these headbands, I'm going to be able to do a little bit of a drawing. I'm not sure how many headbands we're going to be able to give away, but as many as I can, I'd like to give away to the people that have taken the time to comment on at least one video. At some point, I'm going to go through all the videos and all the comments that I've done, all the comments I've had on these videos. I'm just going to keep note. Okay, this person commented, this person commented, this person commented. And then that's going to enter you in for the drawing. That's my plan when we hit 1,000 subscribers, just as a thank you to all of you. But who knows? I mean, plans can always change, and who knows what the future will bring. But I do know that so long as there's a Heroes of Might and Magic community out there, that there's always going to be quality people that love to play well-made, excellent games that combine storytelling and strategy. And so long as that is what you're here for, then we're here for the same reason. Folks, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here. Grateful for this time to spend with you. My name is Phixfox, and we're going to be on to the final scenario for Rise of the Necromancer, Duke Alaris. Maybe this is not the final scenario, but if we are here at level 25, how much more can we possibly do? Until that time, though, please do me a huge favor. Look after you, look after your friends, look after your family. I'm grateful to be here. My name is Phixfox. Take real good care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.